everyone, and Happy New Year. I am here today with my 2023 goals video, and it's a little bit late because I do take a self-compassionate approach when I'm setting my goals. This just means that I start thinking about my goals in November, but I might not settle on them until the first week of January. It doesn't really matter in the grand scheme of things because I give myself the entire year to work on my goals. So I don't wake up on January 1st and expect to become a different person. Instead, I have the mindset that these are the things that I'd like to change about my life, and this is how I'm going to get there. So in this video, I'm going to share with you my goals for 2023, and I am very excited to work on these things. Let's get started. In recent years, I started coming up with a theme for the entire year, and my theme for 2023 is Be Your Own Best Friend. I went through a time in my life where I was my own worst critic, and I was filled with a lot of self-loathing. When I left my job in 2018, I really tried to heal that part of myself. I tried to come back to myself and start to trust myself again, and I have gotten a lot of the way there. This year, I want to double down on my efforts and truly try to become my own cheerleader, champion, and best friend. I plan to do an entire video on this topic, so I'm not going to go too far into detail here because I want to get on with my goals, but I'll link a couple of blog posts down below if you'd like more information right now. This year, I'm doing something a little bit different because I'm separating my goals from the practices I want to adopt in 2023. I've got 7 goals to share with you, and that may seem like a lot, but over the years I've really honed in on how to set goals for myself. And going back to the concept of self-compassion, I am not afraid to tweak or even abandon goals mid-year if they're not aligned with what I truly want or if I change my mind about something. This is not just about sticking to a goal that you set and you're a bad person if you don't achieve it. We also have to consider, well, did I set the right goal in the first place? And is this goal still important to me? Is this goal still aligned with my inner compass or the person that I want to become? And it's okay to change your mind. I do it all the time. Goal setting is a tool for you to become the person you want to be, not to torture yourself and stick to something even if you know it's not for you. My first goal is also my number one priority, and that is to finish and release my book. Now, some of you know that I am working on a book of self-reflection exercises, and it is almost there. I want to release it in September of this year, and I'm going to be working very hard to try to meet that release date. My second goal is to record a book progress update every week. I did this in 2022, and it was so good for my motivation and momentum that I decided to continue this goal in 2023. I know I'm going to continue the book progress updates until I release my book, but I don't know if I'm going to go beyond that. So I might do updates for the entire year or only until September. I'm going to stay flexible with that aspect of my goal. My third goal is to create 2 book promotion bingo cards. This idea was inspired by one of my friends, and I thought it was such a good way to tackle something that I don't really want to do, which is promote my book. I'm going to have 2 bingo cards, one for pre-launch and one for post-launch. My pre-launch bingo card is pretty much all of the way there, but I just want to have one more look at it before I decide. So these are basically 24 activities that I plan to do pre-launch that will help me get over my resistance to self-promotion because I feel really icky about it. It's something that I've talked to my therapist about, but I still need to work through. And I think this bingo card will be a fun way for me to do a few activities that I really don't want to do. Because I don't plan to release my book until September, I'm going to think about what I want to do post-launch and maybe tweak that throughout the year. So that is the plan, and we'll see how this goes. This is a very new and exciting goal for me. Speaking of new and exciting, my 4th goal is to experiment with YouTube Shorts. You may have noticed this already. I'm going to be sprinkling them throughout my main channel, this channel, and my vlog channel. I'm excited about this. I've posted 3 shorts already, and they were a lot of fun to put together. My 5th goal is mainly for joyful creativity, and that is to create 1 sticker collage a month. I first put together a sticker collage when I was testing out one of the exercises in the creativity chapter of my book, and it was so much fun. I wanted to do more, but I had some time constraints, so I decided to table it and start afresh in 2023. I was toying around with the idea of one sticker collage per day or even per week, but I think that's too ambitious, so I've pared it back to one sticker collage per month. It's going to be a full spread in my bullet journal. I might work on it piecemeal throughout the month, or I might take a day and focus on it. I'm not too sure yet, but I'd like to play around with my stickers because I have so many, and it feels like this will be a really easy and fun creative outlet for me that doesn't involve a lot of inner critic stuff because I'm not great at drawing. I tend to overthink it, but putting stickers down, oh, feels so good. One thing I wanted to mention about this goal though is that I don't plan to buy any additional stickers. I want to just use the ones I have. So the sticker collages likely won't be the most beautiful or aesthetic. A lot of my stickers are very, very old, and a lot of them are actually like company stickers, like company logos, but I'm going to play around with what I have. Moving on to my sixth goal, and that involves digital planning. In 2022, I migrated all of my calendars and to-do lists to a digital format, so I no longer keep a paper planner, and that worked out so well for me. It's a very efficient system. It keeps me organized. I love it. And while I do love my bullet journal, I don't want to start a new bullet journal every single year and amass a collection of them. But there are two practices that I still do in paper notebooks, and that is my daily reflection practice and my moon planning. I plan to move both of these practices to a digital format in 2023, and I've actually already started doing that with my daily reflection practice. My seventh and final goal before I move on to practices is to meet my annual expense target. Now, I've set this a little bit higher compared to the past couple of years where I left it unchanged, because of inflation and also because things are opening up and hubby and I are going out to restaurants more, and as well we've started traveling a little bit within Canada. I also may want to use some funds to do some book promotion activities, although I don't know what that looks like yet and I don't know if I'll use the money. But I've set some aside for that as well. So I've nudged up my expense target a little bit, and I'm hoping to meet that or of course stay below it. Those are the 7 goals I plan to work on. Now I have 5 practices I want to share. These are practices that I plan to focus in on in 2023 with the intention that they will become ongoing practices moving forward. This is the first year I've split practices into its own section, so we'll see how it goes. It's an experiment that I'm trying this year. My first practice is my daily reflection. This is something that I started in 2020, and it's worked out so well for my mindset that I decided that it's probably something I want to continue every year, but I'm going to switch up the question every year to whatever I think I need to work on. In 2023, in line with the theme of be your own best friend, I'm going to ask myself this question at the end of each day. What does your inner best friend want to say to you today? So at the time of this video, I've made 2 entries, and how I'm doing them is I'm kind of like embodying my inner best friend, and I'm saying what I imagine my best friend would say to me. So for the first 2 days, and this may change, what I ended up writing was something along the lines of, I know you're feeling anxious and stressed about X, but I believe in you and this is why. So it's very affirmation based, and I know that's not for everyone, but I'm experimenting with it because I want to be kind to myself. I want to have that self-compassion, and I do want to know that I have a best friend within myself. So this might be a little bit too much for me as well, but I'm going to keep an open mind and I'm going to try it, and I'm going to see what that does to my mindset and to how I feel about myself. My second practice is to take 30 minutes for lunch every day. This will be non-negotiable. 30 minutes sounds like nothing in the grand scheme of things, I know this, but I was rushing through lunch and pretty much eating in like 2 to 5 minutes because I was in such a hurry to get back to whatever I was doing, whether it be paid work or my book or another creative project. I just get very focused when I am working on something. I was testing out the food chapter of my book when I realized this, and it bothered me. It really, really bothered me that I was taking food for granted and not appreciating my meals. I actually started this practice in November when I was testing out the food chapter of my my book. And it's been working out really well so far. 30 minutes does go by really quickly, and I still don't take the entire time to eat, but I will slow down, and that's important to me. The third practice I want to work on in 2023 is to move my body every day. This goal is over and above the 10,000 steps that I take every day, which is already part of my ongoing practice. So moving my body, there are a few ways that I want to do that, and I want to do this throughout the day, just whenever I think of it. So the ways I plan to do this are very exciting to me, and these are the ideas I came up with. You may have other ways that you like to move your body, but I'm going to try some combination every day of ecstatic dance, shaking, tapping, stretching, and some form of yoga. So I won't do all of these things every day, but it's just whatever my body feels like, whatever I feel like doing, I'm going to try to incorporate throughout the day. So this won't be at a set time or for a set duration. I just want to integrate more movement into my routine. Ecstatic dance is something that I've wanted to play around with for a long time, but I've been too self-conscious. I've been very in my head and out of my body the past few years. And this year I really want to get back into my body, which is why the idea of ecstatic dance is so top of mind. It's unchoreographed, it's free form, it's just pure bodily expression. And I want to get into that. I want to have some of that. My computer just turned on. This brings me to my fourth practice, and that is to incorporate more music into my life. I go through phases where I'm really into music, and then I go through phases where I don't listen to music at all, and I just want music to have a more consistent presence in my life because I know how I feel when I listen to music, and it's almost always better. I love that this goes hand in hand with ecstatic dance. If I practice more ecstatic dance, I will naturally have more music in my life. My fifth and final practice is to wear more color, and you may be noticing that in what I'm wearing today. I actually don't match very well because I'm still in my loungewear pants, which are green, but that's okay. It's not about being matchy-matchy. This might be a stretch, but because I am trying to let go of self-consciousness and fear of judgment, I'm thinking color might help me do that. I've spent the last few years wearing black and gray for pretty much 90% of my time, and I feel like that helps me blend in and stay under the radar, which is something that I really wanted for whatever reason. But because I'm trying to be my own cheerleader, be my own champion, be my own best friend, step away from self-consciousness, step away from fear of judgment, and step into my joyful creative expression, I want to wear more color. I don't have that much color left in my wardrobe, and I'm not really keen on buying a whole bunch of new things. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to wear as much color as I can. I'm still going to wear my black and gray because I love black and gray, but I plan to incorporate some color through accessories or perhaps a bright lip, something along those lines. So I'm stepping out of my comfort zone a little bit, but I'm also stepping into creative self-expression through clothing or through what I'm wearing. So that is it for my 2023 goals. I hope it gave you some inspiration if you're planning to set goals or intentions or practices that you want to work on in the new year. Once again, I want to reiterate that I take a very self-compassionate approach to setting goals. And even though I'm easy on myself and kind to myself, I have made significant changes. So we don't have to be hard on ourselves and very, very strict with ourselves in order to create change. That is going to be it for this video. Thank you all so much for watching. I'm wishing you a very happy 2023, and I will see you again very soon in another video. Until then, please take care and bye for now.